Alright, folks, I just got off work an hour ago, and shoot, I had to give myself a treatment, give myself a wash, scrubby dubby. You're wondering why, probably wondering why this shit's on my face. Excuse me, spit bubble. It's a charcoal mask. Why, why is she wearing that shit on her face? It's a charcoal mask by Freeman's charcoal mask. If you want to know, I got it straight out of the Dollar Tree. Go to your local Dollar Tree. You will find very good, fascinating name brand, um, skin products in there. So, I wanted to do a video today. I've always wanted to do this on YouTube. I'm gonna talk about colorism. I was watching The Mademoiselle today while I was on my break at work. And it was interesting that she was commenting on a video. And I saw this video. This video was so excruciating, so painful. It's like you just never thought that such ignorance exists in this world. But people will surprise you every damn day with the dumbassery that comes out of their mouth. So the video that she was critiquing was called Light Skins Don't Owe You Shit. And what it showed was a light-skinned black woman pretty much ranting about how light-skinned people don't owe dark-skinned and black women shit. You know, we had our own problems. We had issues within the black community. White people didn't look at me as being white. Black people didn't look at me as this. La 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 la. You know, I gotta close my eye a little bit because my eyes are. Oh, excuse me. And she was pretty much giving this little pity party about her being light skinned, and from the looks of it, if you look at her pictures, you look at her, this woman don't even look light skinned. She looks like she's about a tan, light brown skin. And she was talking about how she considers herself a Native American. She's not an American Indian. La 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 la. Deflecting from any type. Like, you're sitting here talking about you don't like being not called. You don't like it when people not recognize your blackness because you're light skinned. Yet you're sitting up here calling yourself a whole Native American. And, I mean, she was talking about her experience of being a light-skinned woman and how she was treated in the black community and how dark-skinned people treated her a certain way. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It was just a bunch of, like they say, rubbish. As my island people say, it's rubbish she was talking. It sounded like she was, like, really... My ass bled for this chick. Just sitting here listening to her rant and rave. Like she claims black boys called her white girl. Girl, bye. Nobody called your ass white. White people didn't consider her really black. And you look at her, it's obvious she's black. This girl is talking like she could pass for white or something. You're not. You look like a black person. You're just a lighter skinned black a black person. That's a worse person. It's not like you can pass. And it's like she was trying to depict this tragic mulatto persona. Nobody liked me because I was light skinned. Nobody thought this was about me. People treated me like this. People treated me like that. Light-skinned people go through hard stuff. Let me explain something to you. People go through stuff regardless. People go through things regardless. It's life. But let's face it. Colorism, especially in black culture, has been alive and kicking. It's been alive and kicking for the longest time. I can go back to the brown paper bag. Hell, I could go back farther than a brown paper bag. Colorism has been alive. Just sitting here listening to this girl rant and rave about how it sucked and how hard and how she had to prove how black she was. It just sounded like utter bullshit. You know, it just sounded like, seriously, look at me, I'm the victim. It's like she was crying those tatted light skinned girl tears. Oh, look at me, I'm a victim. Here's the thing, and I'm not saying this is how all light skinned girls think, because again, I don't think everybody of any background or any whatever or any color think anyway. But let's face it, light skinned girls have been put on the pedestals for ages. They've been put on the pedestal for a long time. They've been put on the pedestal in the music industry. Look at what our rappers put these light skinned and these mixed and exotic looking women all over the place. Light skinned girls have been like, watch School Days, the light skin versus dark skin stuff. You know, watch School Days. Go back to a different world. You know, the main character, the main it girl was always was the little cutesy light skinned girl. I mean, go back to Martin. Look at Gina. Gina was always the sophisticated businesswoman who had her life together, that wore the nice clothes. Pam was always getting leftovers of what Gina had, was always wearing trashy clothes. But I mean, Pam personally looked better. She had that fat ass, no homo. But, you know, it's all light-skinned girls have always been put on this pedestal. And they've been put on a pedestal because they were told they are the closest thing to being like a white person. And that was something they took and ran with. I'm not saying light-skinned people don't get made fun of, don't get beat up. I think as black folks, a lot of us, you know, we have an issue with each other. If you're too dark, they don't like you. If you too light, they don't like you. If you just enough, they don't like you. We have an issue with things. But back to my comment about Miss Tatted light skinned girl tears, crying her ass off. Oh, and it seemed like girls were always jealous of me. You know what I've heard? Every time I hear this coming out of a light-skinned girl's mouth, I heard Kiki Wyatt talk this bullshit earlier this year. And I did a video on IG earlier this year roasting her stupid ass. When she was talking about biracials were more oppressed than black people. And black people used to make fun of her because she was light-skinned and half white and wouldn't play with her. And even Queen Naija said that too. Dark-skinned girls were jealous of her because she was light-skinned and had good hair and this and all that. And sometimes I want to ask them, if I could, did they not like you because they were jealous of you? Or did they not like you because you were an arrogant piece of shit? And maybe you rubbed them the wrong goddamn way. The thing about this with a lot of light-skinned girls, and I'm not going to say that's how all are, because they don't all think like that. A lot of light-skinned people feel because they are light-skinned, they are above the exception. They are the exception. They are it. Because white supremacy, has shaped their sister colorism to put that type of bullshit perspective in their minds. Going back to slavery, because the girl in the house, the little light-skinned mulatto girl was in the house, cooking, cleaning, and I've heard light-skinned women brag about this. Yeah, we were in the house when y'all were out in the fields, and we were eating the best, and y'all were eating the scraps. Let me explain something to y'all. You were in the house, all right, but guess what? You wasn't safe in that house. Yeah, you was eating good food. Yeah, you was looking good. Wearing the best of the best clothes, and you may have had access to education. But guess what? You were in danger. You want to know why you were in danger? You were in danger because Massa was eyeing you. Massa's grown-ass son was eyeing you. Or sons, how many other sons was eyeing you? They was gonna run a train through your ass. They was gonna use and abuse your dumb ass and exploit you. Yeah, all black slaves back then were raped, but guess what? Massa didn't have to come to me. He had you. He'd had to do extra work to get to somebody like me or somebody darker than me. Because we out in the fields. We further away. You were right there. You were right there. You were the first to be damn victimized. And you sitting up here laughing and kikiing like that's cool. You like it's cool being victimized as a slave by your slave master? Wow. The thing about it too, and I'm like I said, I don't believe every light-skinned person. I'm gonna talk about my experience. Growing up, I'm brown-skinned, as you can see. Some people may describe me as being a caramel or whatever, but I'm brown-skinned. I probably was a little darker as a child, and even though I was never really discriminated against because of my skin, I could tell when it came to my light-skinned friends, people treated them differently and gravitated towards them differently than they had gravitated towards me. I had a show-off friend named Megan growing up. And Megan was a show-off. Megan had her green eyes. She had this reddish color hair. And like I said, she was just a show-off. And I think her mother used to put her on a pedestal, because she was light-skinned with green eyes. And funny thing is, none of her parents have those features. Her mother is a dark-skinned black woman. Her father is like between being dark-skinned and my complexion, and she came out like that. And Megan swore up and down she was the bomb.com. This chick would even say, I'm white. And her mother would sit and laugh and think that shit was funny. But notice she did that bullshit around her mother. She never did that bullshit around her grandmother. Because her grandmother would have slapped her ass into another century hearing her talk about she's white. Her grandmother would have definitely stuck her foot so far up her old red ass that she would have had toes for teeth if she ever caught her saying some crap like that. But yeah, that's how she was. She used to sit here calling me Blackie. Ew, look at you, Blackie. Ew, look at you, nappy head. Nappy head. She'd a nappy head, but needed the damn perm when I didn't. Because my hair was naturally soft and fine and laid flat. I didn't need no damn perm. But I'm a nappy head because my skin is darker than yours. But yet your ass needed a damn perm because a comb couldn't fit through your hair. But I was a nappy head. And she was like that, wilding out like that, and super competitive. It seemed like, to me personally, like I said, I don't feel every light-skinned woman is this way. I don't. But what pisses me off is that with light-skinned girls, they want to act like, oh, it's so hard. I mean, it's hard regardless. It's hard. It's hard being black. It's hard being a woman. It's hard being a black man. It's hard, period. Life is hard. Life is not going to deal you no easy cards. I'm definitely going to tell you that. It's not going to happen. But, yes. Or light-skinned girls talk about, well, there's no light-skin privilege. Yeah, there is. We all black. Stop playing. Everybody has a privilege. You got a light-skin privilege if you light-skin. You got a tall privilege if you a tall person. You got a curvy privilege if you're curvy. You got a pretty privilege if you're a pretty person. It's like all the time. Your privileges ain't gonna work for you all the time. But it will work for you more than most people. But you sitting here denying that out. We don't know. And that's a mindset. And the reason why too, and like I said, when I was talking about light-skin privilege one time, I had a dark-skinned woman on Facebook, and I roasted the shit out of her months ago, go off on me talking about, you're jealous of light-skinned people because of their privilege. Because she was trying to say her mixed kids are black. because I'm their mama. No, your mixed kids are mixed. You didn't have your children with a black man, so your kids are mixed. And I said, furthermore, you not even light skinned. You got 4C hair, which is not a problem at all. And you got more Afrocentric features than me, which is not a problem either. You gonna sit here talking about I'm jealous of light skinned people and their privilege? No, it sounds like you want that privilege. That's why you're caping for them. That's why you ended up marrying a man that wasn't black, because no black man wanted you, didn't like your 4C hair or your features. That's why he ended up going with the light-skinned girl that you trying to be like. That's why you ended up with the type of man that you ended up with. But fact of the matter is, you want to sit here talking about, well,